Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88 back again with another episode for you. Wanted to do a quick video before I get ready to go to work in the morning. Came across the video. Minister Farrakhan, I think that the brother posted this video on his Facebook fan page. Minister Farrakhan, title of it, Minister Farrakhan says the black woman's mouth is a snake pit. Now, I found this on Tommy Sotomayor's Facebook page and decided to do a video based on the previous videos that I posted regarding my life was messed up by a black American woman. And there was another brother that posted up a video and regarding boundaries. And I just needed to do a video on my own to expound on it and reflect back on my experiences with that buckethead, raggedy ass bitch that I was with back almost 10 years ago. And black men, you see what happened to that brother Jovan Belcher a couple of months ago when he shot himself and his girlfriend. That brother was about 25 years old, and he didn't understand the concept of boundaries. And he allowed this woman to walk all over him and push him around to the point where he snapped. And that's what I mean. And that's one of the aspects of having control over your life. And I did mention in that video that he didn't have the guidance. He didn't have male guidance in his life. He was out of control. And no woman can, and I don't care who you are, a woman can never understand better than another man who sees his life spiraling out of control. See, I can pick up on it a mile away with another brother if his life was out of control. And I know at one point my life was out of control. As a man, you should never, ever allow yourself to be guided by anybody, particularly another woman. A woman that I hate to say it, and, well, no, I don't hate to say it, it's the truth. Nothing good could ever happen if you're led by a woman. All right? It's not sexist. I don't think what I'm saying is sexist or misogynistic. It's the truth. That brother Jovan Belcher was led by a woman, and look how his life turned out. I allowed my life to be controlled by a woman, and look how this turned out. Look how that turned out in my videos. I gave this bitch carte blanche, and she walked right all over me. And there's another aspect to this that's missing to all you simp-ass niggas out there. See, I was a former simp. I was a simp. Now I'm a former simp. And I'm going to honestly tell you that bitch that I was with, my ex-girlfriend, who was a hoe, well, she didn't have any respect for me. She didn't, and I'll tell you why she didn't have any respect for me. Because I didn't have a backbone. I simped. I gave her anything and everything that she wanted. I allowed this woman and her mama to talk crazy to me in the same house that I was paying rent in. None of those bitches had a job and was paying rent. I was paying the bills. And these two bitches didn't have the wherewithal to respect that. Because they didn't respect me. See, and these were raggedy ass, trashy bitches who didn't have 2 quarters to rub together, talking shit. Talking shit to a man that was actually in control. Now, I don't know what happened to these hoes when I left them. You know, last time I heard that her mom died of a heart attack or something, or died eating a chicken bone or something, choking on a chicken bone or something. I don't know what the fuck happened to her, but I don't care. Fuck her. You know. But I want you brothers to listen to this video. I want you to listen to this clip from the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. Now, if I heard this video, if I heard him speak 10 years ago, probably that would never have happened to me. But I'm going to let you listen to this clip, and I'm going to come back with my commentary.
Force the man to get into debt when you know debt is slavery? Just so you could look good for a minute and suffer when you can't pay the bills? Who are you trying to please? Start small and grow large like everything else does. But if you want everything right away, you don't want to work for nothing. You don't want to sacrifice to build nothing. You will never have nothing, and you won't have a man, because a man can't be a man when he's saddled down up to his neck in debt with a dissatisfied woman who don't give a damn. She wants more and more and more. Let me tell you something, woman. We ought to take you and throttle you. I'm just telling you straight up. You don't want no man like me. You couldn't live with a man like me. Because I would not take that damn foolishness from one of you. For 1 minute, I'd drive you through the door. I don't like no woman to dominate no man. And I don't like no woman who even tries. Then you see another side of me. This is the way I was trained as a Muslim. You can see it coming out of me now, right? And I'm telling you, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad knew the black man and woman, and he knew how to train us better than any black man that ever lived. And unless we follow his guidance, we'll never be what we're supposed to be. You'll never be a happy woman dogging your man out. He's not a man yet, but he will be. But if you keep on dogging him, you won't have nothing, and you'll end up being a lesbian at home with yourself, with no man by your side, because your damn mouth is what it is. It's a snake pit. And a man can't live under that, because he got enough hell on his head as it is trying to function in a white man's world. And he needs a wife that has compassion and understanding, and that's the value of the MGT. The MGT is supposed to make you a woman to help you make a man for God.
Akbar! 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 Yeah. Did you hear that, fellas? Did you hear what the minister, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said? Did you hear those words? I want you guys to marinate on the words of the minister, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has just spoken a few minutes ago. And I was taking notes. And I saw my life 10 years ago with that bitch being enslaved in debt. And that's what happened. Well, if I didn't have the cash, I went into debt trying to support this woman. And apparently she had no respect, or she didn't love who I was as a person. I was in love with her, but she wasn't in love with me. But I was just too stupid to see it. I was a simp. Like I said, I was a simp. You know. I made the cardinal mistake by paying for the pussy to stay. And fellas, you don't ever want to buy the pussy. You don't want to throw good money after bad just to keep some nasty ass pussy around. All right? I made that mistake. And I don't want you guys out there to make that mistake in ever having to be attached to someone that does not even want anything to do with you, that doesn't even have any respect for you. Now, if you're in a good relationship where your woman is keeping you out of trouble, keeping you out of debt, keeping you out of fights, understands her role as a woman, not fucking with you by cheating on you or running off with sucking on another nigga's dick while she's spending your money, while she's spending your money, while you out there working to put a roof over her head. See, brothers, we're trying to survive in a white man's world. And we don't need any added undue stress from a no-good, raggedy-ass bitch, project bitch, that is going to try to take you down like the one I was with. So, this is what I'm talking about when I mentioned that boundaries. Before in this video, I said boundaries. And a brother did a video about about men having boundaries in their lives. When you have that raggedy ass bitch that want to catch an attitude and try to embarrass you in public, like my other ex-girlfriend did when she came up for a visit and tried to embarrass me up in Walgreens, you know, I stopped talking to her. She tried to call, but I wouldn't take her phone calls. And she knew. And she knew how raggedy and ghetto she was for trying to do that, for trying to embarrass a man. See, you would not, don't ever, fellas, don't ever allow no nasty bitch to embarrass you in public. If that woman is actually a good woman, she will never, ever try to embarrass you in public. She will never try to show you up in public. See, a lot of these little girls, they like to emasculate. They get a thrill in emasculating their men. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it started. All I can tell you is that it needs to stop right now. And fellas, you gotta stop that simping. Stop treating these raggedy bitches as queens. They're not queens. You think Shadea Lane is a queen? That bitch that got, that crack baby bitch that got uppercut up in Cleveland? You think that she exhibits qualities of a good woman that'll keep her man out of trouble? You think that she's a good wife, would have qualities of being a good wife, a good homemaker, a good mother to your children? This is a woman that got into a fight with a 60-year-old man on a bus over bus fare. Got this man fired and pressed charges on him. Or allowed the state to press charges on this guy. While she's out there walking around in impunity. Without any consequences. Her reckless behavior cost this man his life. His ex, Javon Belcher's girlfriend, cost her. It cost her behavior cost her life. And it's in the Kansas City Star. Look it up. I'm gonna post that video. I'm gonna post that article. But where she was just fucking with the guy to the point where he had to get a gun and shoot this woman. And then he apologized and kissed her and ran off. Then committed suicide when he went back to the Kansas City Chiefs practice facility, right in front of his coaches. This man, Mr. Belcher was out of control. He couldn't say no. And that's another thing, fellas. You got to say no to these bitches. Number two, you got to set your boundaries. Don't let anybody cross that boundary. All right? So that if you have boundaries in your life, nobody can cross over it and exceed and start fucking with you to the point where you have to kill someone or hurt someone. See, everybody has their own personal boundaries. I know I do. But now, as I get older, I have a shorter fuse. Well, not really a shorter fuse, but I have a low tolerance for bullshit. Because to me, life is too short for any of this nonsense. Fellas, I'm not getting any younger. So this is the reasons why I'm doing these videos. And I'm doing these videos, and another thing I want to do to let you guys know, I'm doing these videos on anonymity because I'm not looking for any fame or internet fame or to become a celebrity or meet celebrities. That's not important to me in my life right now. I'm doing these videos because I enjoy imparting knowledge to young black men. And I feel like I have an audience of young black men that listen, who are listening, who need this information. And number two, I think more black men should network with each other. Even on offline, online, on YouTube, whatever. I mean, there should be an exchange of ideas. There should be an exchange of information because there's a lot of information out there on the internet, out in the world that we need to be that we need to impart. That we need to fill our minds up here because there's a lot of smart brothers on YouTube and on the internet, on Facebook, because I've come across them every day that I'm online. And it makes me proud. And it makes me proud to be a black man. The original man. And I want the young people out there is not to do what I did. I'm old. I'm not competing with y'all. I don't want you to ever think that this 40-year-old man, well, this damn near 39, almost 39 years old, but I'm not 40 yet, but I'm close. I'm pushing 39 in a couple of months. And I'm 39, never been married, and have no children. And the one thing I can thank that bitch is that I never got a chance to get. It deterred me from getting married. I don't see myself getting married. And I know why. And that just by living with this bitch, taking care of this bitch, causing myself to have financial hardship over this nasty bitch, I figured, hey man, it's not even worth it. And I hear these stories all the time about men that get taken to the cleaners by these nasty women who don't even deserve to be married, who don't even deserve to have children. But yet they have these children. You have one woman who can't even afford to have to raise one child. Then they go off and have child number 2, child number 3, child number 4. But guess who picks up the bill? The taxpayers. We're paying for these children. Now, I understand that there's nothing in the law that prevents anybody from producing. Well, there's no law against a woman. Now, there's laws against a man. You can produce a child, but if you don't pay for it, that's a felony, fellas, and they're gonna lock your black ass in jail for not paying a bill. This is why our black lawyers should be running around drafting policies against this ridiculous child support issue, because it is ridiculous. It's meant to lock men up. It's meant to emasculate a man. It's meant to bring you down and to lose control over your life, to lose your power as a man. That you're forced to rely on a woman. That you're forced to be led by women. By a bunch of emotional, irrational creatures. Who couldn't even lead a horse to water. Now, am I talking about all women? No. But there's very few women that are actually the exception. Fellas, we gotta get our balls back. You gotta take control over your life, set boundaries, set parameters, and don't let anybody cross over those boundaries. Protect yourself. This is what I'm talking about, protecting yourself and protecting your being. See what happened to Desmond Hatchett? There's actually 3 men down in Tennessee produced almost 75 children with 46 women. Desmond Hatchett already had 15 children with 30 children with 15 women. Now, do you think this brother has any semblance of control over his life? I don't think so. Because he didn't set parameters for himself by not using protection. Now all these nasty ass bitches are out there going to child support court and trying to string this brother up, splitting up a $400 check. A $400 check. And they're going to split it up among 15 women and split it up amongst 30 children to support 30 children that he produced. Which these nasty ass bitches, these raggedy bitches went out to social services to get welfare. See, I don't think there should be any welfare, and I stand by that. I don't care. You want to control the population? Get rid of welfare. I guarantee you, dollars for donuts, these bitches will stop having children. Because there's no incentives. There's no incentive to make a man be a father. Well, listen, I gotta run. This is talking. Well, before I go, I want to wish everybody a happy. Well, I hope y'all had a happy holiday season, even though it's 7 days after the new year. I'm not gonna watch this college football shit. It's a joke. I'm gonna do a video on this next, on college sports and how black men, we have the power, but we choose not to use it against the plantation of the NCAA. Well, listen, this is Talking Crazy 88. Now I am out of here, people.